who don't want free gas. And we're not going to turn them away just because they're not a woman or a mother, man. But we're saying we just out here to love on y'all, man. And if we give you free gas and tell you we love you, Jesus said, whatever the cost. So we forget that, whatever the cost, to gain one, you do it. And so if it's giving gas, just to say we won't be preaching, we just going to say, we love you. Amen. We love you, man. We here to serve you. Why? We get to do this. Yeah, when you get to a point, you get to serve God, you'll have more pleasure in it. Yeah, I get to do this. I mean, you woke me up. I think Dick said this morning. I mean, it was the whole town going, and we get to come in here and serve. And we can't make you raise your hands, but let a hurricane come through here and your whole house going.
All right now.
I know we don't feel anything like that. Amen. And so we're going to have our great gas giveaway. I think we have another treat for some of the mothers, man, that's going to be going on here. And you can come and get pampered and everything. And also a message, man. I really got a message next week for mothers. Yeah, I want bad mothers, good mothers, and in-between mothers all at the same time in here. Yeah, I want bad, good, and in-between. Yeah, if you feel like you've been a good mother, tell her to come. Pastor got a word for you. I'm not here to beat you up, but I do want to lift you up. Because I'm going to show you in the Bible that God does use the foolish things. I know we get all holy and stuff and we forget, but God will take them from the dumpster. God will take a hoe and make her out of God will take a hoe and make her out of something. Matter of fact, he used a couple of them in the Bible. We're going to preach one Sunday. He used a couple of holes in the Bible to do his work. Amen. That's why sometimes you got to watch how you talk about these strippers. You never know how God's going to use them. Amen. Or the girls walking the streets that we ride by every day, Christians. How many of y'all rode by on the day coming to church? Amen. But you ever just think, should I just stop before I go to the walls, man? Should I just stop here and do ministry? I know it's not. I know it's not something we normally do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even Peter and them, I mean, on the way into the Son of God, stopped and talked to a brother that was big, and before they went to, because sometimes we get so busy, we got to get in the walls, our agenda, we don't want to mess up our tradition. So, I mean, we got to get there. I got to get at 10:30. I don't mind you being late if you was on a mission. Amen. I never argue you being late. If you was on a mission, you told me you was late because, man, you stopped and you was praying for some sisters that been up all night and been misused, and you stopped. I said, brother, you all right. I can't even touch that. Now, if you late because you got up late, I mean, you late because you want to sleep in, that's a whole other issue. So how many times, man, we leave the hurting out and come to church? Now, we don't want to be that, man. We want to be a blessing to people. Amen. I don't care who you are, what you've been through, how far in the dumpsters you think you are. God still has a plan for you. Amen? Can I get amen? Amen. So tell somebody that if they say, you know, God still has a purpose. I don't care what you're going through, still has a purpose. Amen. Yeah, only him. Amen? Only him. All right, that's enough of me. Y'all ready to roll? Yeah, give me about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Y'all cool with that? Yeah, I'm going to be out y'all way. We're going to do communion today. Amen? About 30 minutes, man. No longer than 40, I'm going to be out your way. Amen? This series, Woman of Purpose, man, we came up with it. As you guys see, man, we kind of flow every month. We have a series, and we said Woman of Purpose. We wanted to speak to women this month, directly to women and empower women to show women, man, you all are special. There was a brother taught me this, man. He says, great teaching, and I didn't realize it, and many of us in the Western culture don't realize our birthdays belong to our mothers. Yeah, I know. Western culture teaches you that when it's your birthday, you receive gifts. Yeah, but if you really know the dynamics of a woman, because it's actually her birthday and not yours. And so, see, we've been westernized to say we should receive on our birthday. Really, it's the woman's birthday. It's the day that she's birthed you. All the gifts are supposed to go to who? Her. I'm going to treat my mama this birthday. Yeah, I'm going to treat her. I'm taking all kind of gifts. I'm saying it's the day I was born, but it's your birthday. It's the day you birthed me. Because, see, when we don't sit that way, we take the power or the significance from the who? Woman, from the mother. And the woman is very important. If she wasn't, God wouldn't have made her. Yeah. Amen? Amen. What a man that. I ain't getting no man. I ain't even getting the women. Usually the women say, amen, you know, y'all. Amen. Because without y'all, man, we really ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't want to just be around a bunch of men for all my life. Put some women in there.
Amen. Amen.
I don't think I know how to sleep next to a man.
Amen.
Me and my brother can get that girl. I don't want to sleep in the bed with him. I mean, it's just something. No, it's not. It wasn't. No, he didn't say man and man. He said man and woman. Amen. And so, but women, I really want to speak to the importance of women mothers, married women, single women, down in the dumps women, want to speak purpose into their life. Amen. So I thought it not Robbie to really start with this sister, man. This sister who was persistent. She didn't give up. I'm here to tell sisters, don't give up no matter what it looks like.
Amen.
Yeah, no matter what you was told, never give up because God still has more purpose for your life. He will use you. Trust me. I got to just read your Bible, man. Some of these sisters you would have thought he would never use, but some of them he just used to give him glory. Some of them when it took, see, sometimes you got to go take what's yours. Let me show you that. This sister, she didn't even wait around. She went and took it. Amen? If you're not too mean, go to the book of Mark. Chapter 5, verse 3. I want to ask that you all stand for the reading of God's word. Amen. Y'all all right this morning? Yeah. I'm reading out the NSAB. It says, immediately, Jesus, perceiving in himself that the power proceeding from him had gone forth, turned around in the crowd and said, who touched my garments? And his disciples said to him, you see the crowd pressing in on you and you say, who touched me? And he looked around to see the woman who had done this, 33. But the woman, fearing and trembling, aware of what had happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the whole truth. Say the whole truth. The whole truth. Yeah. And he said to her, daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction. Father, I thank you for the reading of your word. I pray I decrease. I pray you increase. God bless us this morning with this word. In Jesus' name I pray. You may be seated in the Lord's house. Yeah, women, pay attention to me. This morning I want to speak life into you. Yeah, no matter what's happening in your life, you have a purpose. So don't give up. Keep pressing, and it will get better. Amen. Yeah, don't give up. Keep pressing. It will get better. Man, if you don't mind, I do want to spend a couple of Sundays speaking to the women, but it's for you not to come. You should come because it may even help you how to treat a woman better. I'm learning. Amen. Amen. Yeah. What are some of the issues of life that are holding you down? Question. What are some of the issues of life? You don't have to just be a woman to have issues. Men have issues too, but just speaking to the woman, what are some of those issues that are holding you down? Is it Fred? Is it Joe? Is it Bill? Is it a bill? Is it a job? Is it because you don't have a daddy? Is it because you gave it away to too many guys? Walk with me. I mean, I'm not going to beat you up. I just want you to see, because just because you have an issue don't mean God can't heal it. Amen. Yeah, see, some people may think you'll never be anything, but I'm here to tell you, it's one that always sees better in you than anybody else sees. Yeah, this sister this morning, man, she's going to show us, because she didn't just sit there and wait. We're going to see her story. Her story is a magnificent story that even blessed me because it taught me how to have faith. Amen. Yeah, see, sometimes you wait for God. You know, I mean, don't take be still. Be still. It comes out of the scripture. Be still and wait. But there's a difference from being still and not doing anything than being still in your mind but still moving. Amen. Yeah, well, Pastor, I'm looking for a job. I ain't gonna know where God gonna give it to me. See, that's just ignorance. No, I'm going to have rest. I'm going to be still in my mind knowing that I'm going to do the work. I'm going out to fill out applications. I'm going to get the job. I have peace in my mind. I'm still in my mind, but I'm going out to do the leg work.
Amen.
And while I'm doing the leg work, I'm going to have what? Faith. We're going to see it's faith that unlocks or opens the door. Yeah, are you facing something that's been holding you back for so long that you can't see your way out? Yeah, Mama told you, you'll never be nothing. Issues. Met up with the wrong dude and he beat you up. Or met up with the wrong dude and he said you'll never be anything without him. Not beating up on the men. I'm just lifting the women up this morning. Amen? Amen. Yeah. What's that thing that's been holding you back? Yeah, that you can't see your way out of. Yeah, this morning I want to speak about a sister who got tired of being tired.
All right now. Amen.
This sister, she got tired. She waited. She waited for a long time. She got tired. You know, we often say, you'll get sick or tired of being what? Yeah, and hopefully when you get to that point, you'll do something about it. Amen?
Amen.
Yeah. I tell you, sisters, I'm leaving my notes. I believe this. If you prepare yourself, if you get yourself in the right position, the right man will find you. The Bible says a man that findeth a what? Wife? A man that findeth what? Yeah. Because when you don't wait, sometimes you hook up with all the wrong relationships that'll tell you you'll never be anything. Let's look at this sister. Mark 5:24. It says this. And he went off with him. Y'all walk with me because I got to give you a backdrop. And the large crowd was following him and pressing in on him. Pressing. That means Jesus walking through and everybody is pressed. I mean, he's walking through, everybody is touching him. You know, he ain't got what us pastors have a day where they keep everybody away from you.
Right.
You can't touch pastors today. You get beat up and touch them today. You know, Jesus, it was pressing him. They were up on him. A woman who had a hemorrhage for 12 years. My God. Sisters, repeat after me. She had a desperate condition.
She had a desperate condition.
Now say it like you mean it.
She had a desperate condition.
Would you say she was bleeding for 12 years? Yeah, I mean, if you bled 10 days, you thought something wrong with you. Amen?
Amen.
I mean, if it went 10 days, you're like, something wrong.
Amen.
I mean, we passed today. I mean, if it went 10 days, I'm going to the doctor. Something wrong. Here, this sister had a desperate condition that needed some attention to that. She bled for 12. Can y'all imagine that? I mean, every day of your life you bleeding. Jesus was walking. Now check this out. Because I want you to know this. Because I got to go up a little bit to give you the backdrop. Now Jesus just left healing some people, went to the shore, right? Took the boat. Because you know when Jesus was healing, everybody wanted to follow. And so wherever he's going, he had massive crowd. So now this guy, Jairus, came to Jesus and listen, my daughter, she's dying. So now Jesus is on his way there. Let me give you the backdrop. Go to verse 21.
Amen.
Mark 5:21. Jesus had crossed over again in the boat to the other side. A large crowd gathered around him. And so he stayed by the seashore. One of the synagogue officials named Jairus came up and on seeing him fell at his feet and implored him earnestly, saying, my little daughter is at the point of death. Please come and underline this. Lay your hands on her. Underline that if you have a Bible. If you don't have it, take it in your mental. it says, lay your hands on her so that she would get well and live.
Amen.
Jairus had the faith that if you could just go and lay hands on my daughter, she'll get up. Jesus is on his way to lay hands. But he got interrupted. Do you know how to interrupt Jesus? My God. I tell y'all just missed that. Do you know how to interrupt him? I mean, he's going one place to lay hands on his little girl, but he got interrupted.
It's all right.
Ooh, y'all missed that.
Amen.
He is wanting Jesus to lay hands on his daughter. But he runs into this desperate sister. How many sisters in here desperate? I mean, not desperate just for a man, but you're desperate for a relationship with God.
Amen.
Yeah, you're desperate to go to a higher level with God.
Amen.
I mean, you're desperate. This sister was desperate. And I'm going to show you how desperate she was because she was willing to take a chance. King James says it like this. It says she had an issue for 12 years. She bled for 12 years. Yeah, this series, Moment of Purpose, today's title, Don't Allow Your Issues to Keep You Quiet.
Amen.
Yeah, don't allow your issues to keep you quiet.
Amen.
Walk with me, because I want to show you this, because in this sister, 12 years she's bleeding. And she did all she thought she had to do. She reached out to everybody. You know, you get on the phone and call your girlfriend. You have an issue. And the first thing you do, you get on the phone with 2 or 3 of them, and they still can't fix the issue. Then they tell you to go to the pastor, and pastor still can't fix the issue. And you go to the doctor, and the doctor still don't give you the news you want to hear. She had an issue that needed some attention. Now, the backdrop is this, because she bled for 12 years, which means in that day, the law stated that because you bled, you were what? Unclean. And so because you was unclean, you was ostracized from everybody else, meaning if somebody even came your way, you had to say, unclean? My God. I mean, some of us are unclean and we'll never tell nobody. But thank God for the washing of the blood, because the washing of the blood made us what? Clean again. From law to grace. But we're talking about now, we're still in law because Jesus is still on earth. He came to what? He didn't come to destroy the law. He came to fulfill the law. So Jesus he's kind of operating under the law, but he's bringing grace with it. So remember, this sister had to stay back. Leviticus tells us that because she was discharging her blood for many days for a period of purity. I'm just reading. I don't know if it's up there. Is it up there? Okay, don't worry about it. That Leviticus tells us that she was not allowed to be in the open forum, because even if you touched her, you became unclean. That's 2 things I want you to see here. She was unclean. She interrupted the master that even if she touched him, he would be what? Unclean. Ooh. But what about all the people she had to go through to get to him? So we missed that one. Yeah, we missed that one because if she touched you, you were unclean. So she had to get to Jesus with seed, meaning if that was pressed up on Jesus, meaning this sister had to go through people.
All right now. Amen.
So everybody that she was touching was technically, but she was willing to take a risk. Thank God for this sister. Say unclean. Unclean. Could you imagine 12 years you had to stand off and somebody came your way? You had to announce unclean for 12. Not only you have to announce that, but you're bleeding. And you don't know what's going on. Go to Mark 5:26. Mark 5:26. It says this. She had endured so much at the hands of many physicians and had spent all that she had and was not helped at all, but rather had more. Oh, you mean she went to all the doctors? I mean, this condition required, she was trying to get help. This sister went to every doctor in that day, gave and paid them, and they still couldn't heal her. Thank you, bro. And not only, the condition got worse. Nobody can help her. She tried all human remedies. She spent all she had. She was broke. Man, there's a whole lot of meat in here, because not only was she ostracized and put to the side, she spent all the money. She was broke, meaning she had to beg probably for food. Can you imagine how they brought her food? I mean, probably something like this. Now, just bear with me. I'm just giving you a vision. I mean, because if I walked up to her and I came in her presence, I was considered to be unclean. So Sister Paul was home, and they probably walked by like a dog. Yeah, she tried everything. She went to the doctor. She did what she was supposed to do. She spent all the money. She didn't have anything else. Nobody can help her. Have you ever been in a position where you thought, can nobody help me? I mean, have you been up all night crying saying, can't nobody help me in the position I'm in right now? She had suffered greatly from various treatments by many doctors. She had spent all she owned in a desperate attempt to get well. Nothing helped. In fact, the condition got worse. Yeah, I know people that tell me this. They say, Christ, and it seems like everything got worse. Yeah, Pastor, I gave my life to Christ and all hell broke loose. I'm here to tell you, all hell was already loose. You just recognize it now.
That's all right. Amen.
Yeah, hell been loose. It's just that you got a light on telling you this stuff coming at you, because why? You want to serve the master. Her condition got worse. Some people can be around you, but you're still lonely.
Great word, Pastor.
Sometimes I'm in a situation where, hey, you don't even want nobody to pray for you. Sometimes you've been in a position where you don't even want nobody to talk to you, because you're trying to figure out what's going on in my life. I made a decision to serve you, not while all this hell breaking out. Walk with me now. Sometimes God has to remove you, because what he's going to do is he's going to build something better with you and him than you ever could imagine. You'll be in a position, man, with no money, no friend, nothing else can help. So she's all by herself. The Bible doesn't say she did anything wrong. Yeah, walk with me like, well, what she did, something had to be wrong. She had to sin somewhere. Maybe her mother didn't sin, and she's ready for something had to happen. Why couldn't it just be a setup for God to come in and show you how good he is? See, some of your situations, you got to know God is just setting me up for a blessing. Yeah, I ain't going to complain, because why? He's setting me up for a blessing. My downfall may be what? His blessing. My downfall may be where I'm able to show you how good he is. My God.
That's all right. Amen.
But you got to be desperate at it. Not complaining. It never says she complained. I mean, look at this sister. She's got to be dealing with some of our everyday issues like rejection. My God. I mean, nobody, rejection. I mean, y'all rejected me because I don't know what's wrong. I went to the doctors. I did everything I was supposed to do, and y'all still rejected me. How many of y'all feeling rejected this morning? I mean, she's dealing with what? True rejection. I'm going to tell you one thing about rejection. Sometimes you'll be rejected and don't even know it. going through inner healing, I was one of 12. All 11 raised their hand had been rejected but me. I'm going through inner healing. Who's been rejected? All 11 raised their hand but me. I said, I had a daddy, mom in the house. I had all that. I ain't rejection. It's okay. I found out I had the worst form of rejection. The worst, level 4. Because it's worse when somebody that has been beaten or somebody that has been talked too bad, they know I just been rejected. Somebody, the subtle rejection was with me. My dad had a paint and body business. He was a businessman. He loved his business. I played sports. I looked up at the stand for dad. Dad not that mom made me that. That's why I had to work. Rejection. Ooh. And so if you don't take care of rejection, what happens is I become the same man he is with my son playing sports. I got to do other stuff than beat you the game. If you don't break the cycle, because I didn't think I was being rejected. But because the father wasn't there to say good game, bad game, or indifference, I was rejected. Sister's dealing with what? Abandonment. Think about it. Don't no man want a woman that's bleeding for 12 years. Dude say, no, sir. I've been bleeding for 12 years, and in that day, I mean, some of y'all just nasty today, I know, but in that day, y'all too. See, I just see, yeah, I know. Wake up. Some of y'all just nasty today because you're not up under the law. Y'all think I'm talking crazy. Y'all know who know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. See, up under the law, you would have been tainted. Up under grace, you say, well, his grace with us. I know. Y'all all holy in here. 12 years. Now she's dealing with abandonment. Nobody wants to be around her because she's got an issue. No hope. Nobody can fix this problem. Nobody can fix this issue that she's up under. Well, verse 27. Yeah. I love this because after hearing about Jesus, she came up in the crowd behind him and touched him. Ooh. So y'all don't know what to shout for. The first thing, the sister was alert. So even though nobody was coming by her, she had her ears tuned. My God. She heard about somebody coming named Jesus. She had been hearing about this guy, like he's healing people. So she's listening and saying, he on his way here? Oh my God. Now remember now, she's not supposed to be around nobody, so everybody walking and she sees this crowd coming. And the sister took a risk. Because she could have got stoned. I mean, are you willing to die for it? Yeah, I mean, are you willing to die for it? Like somebody came in this church right now with a double barrel shotgun and say, and put it to your head and say, if you disclaim Jesus, I'll let you live. What would you do? I mean, it's all right to love them when ain't nothing going on, but let a gun beat your head and say, if you denounce him right now, you'll live. What would you do? This sister was willing to take a risk because she know that she had a condition. She had something that's going on that required supernatural. Walk with me because it's going to get good. Remember, Jesus is on his way to lay hands on a little girl. This sister sees Jesus coming. She heard about him. She ran through the crowd. Here, can I borrow you for 1 second? Turn around. Because you got to see this. the hem, he's wearing like a robe.
Yes.
Which means the sister probably on her knees. Going through the crowd. The Bible says she just touched the hem. My God.
Amen.
You good.
Amen.
Now wait a minute. See, we got caught up in touching the hem and the healing.
No.
See, it was something bigger than the hem because Jesus felt it.
Yeah.
If you're in a crowd and somebody touched the hem of you, you might not even notice that.
Amen. That's all right. Amen.
You won't even feel that. But it was something bigger than her touching him that got his attention. See, it requires this. Some things you're asking God for, but you're not putting the other substance with it. Yet then you're asking, but you're not believing. Remember, this is a matter of her mind long before she got there, that if I just touch the hem of his garment, I can be what? Healed. My God. So she took a what? Risk. She was determined to touch it. She was willing to take a risk. Verse 28 says, for she thought if I just touched his garments, I would get well. This is to plan her own procedure.
That's all.
Remember, she went to the doctors. They couldn't do nothing. She said, now I'm going to be in control of this procedure.
That's all right.
Oh, y'all missed that because she wasn't really even depending on Jesus to heal her at this moment. It was bigger than that. And that's what Jesus felt. It's bigger than her coming to me to get something. Are you with me? She did what? She exercised her what? Faith. Here we go. She exercised her what? Faith. Don't get caught up in the touch. Because the touch without faith means anything. Don't mean anything. It's the faith that moved him.
Amen.
James says this, 2:14, it says, what use is it, my brother, if someone says he has faith but has no works? Can that faith save him? James 2:17 says, even so faith, if it has no works, is dead. Being by itself. So what she's demonstrating is, I got the faith, but I got to put the works to it. Yeah, I can sit over here and have faith that he can heal me, but the work says I have faith that if I get over there. Faith without works is what? See, some of you are working, but you don't have faith. Some of you have faith, but you're not working. You got to have both of them. Her condition required what? I got to have faith that if I just get to this man that they're talking about that can heal me, that I'll be healed. But first I got to get to what? The crowd. It wasn't an easy situation to get to him either. It's not going to always be easy. God will take you, allow you to go through some things. Remember I did the message, your name came up?
Amen.
What do you do when your name come up? Brother Joe, righteous man, Satan coming to and fro. Him and God have a conversation. He says, what you doing? He says, I'm looking, seeking my advice. He says, have you considered, God set him up. He says, have you considered my servant Job, who was a what? Righteous man. Sometimes when God considers you for the testing, you got to go through it. Amen. Say this, my name came up. Amen. Yeah, what if your name came up and put you in a situation where you bled for 12 years? See, faith and works, it works together. This sister, she's demonstrating. She's taking a chance of getting stoned to get to her deliverer. Verse 29 says this, immediately the flow of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of her affliction. My God. Say immediately.
Immediately.
Now remember this. Don't take that immediately out of context. Because remember, she was in this condition for 12 years.
Amen.
Yeah, for 12 years she was abandoned. She was rejected. For 12 years nobody can help her. For 12 years she put her faith in everything else because she had an excuse that we don't. See, we got him all the time. He was just walking by her. Ooh. Yeah. See, she had to wait for 12 years for her deliverance, but we got him all the time.
Great word, Pastor. Everything.
And so immediately she was what? Healed. The healing occurred without over participation by Jesus. Write that down. It wasn't just over participation by Jesus, because remember, Jesus was on his way to Jairus' house to lay hands on his daughter, because Jairus believed if you just lay hands on her, she'll be healed. This sister says, no, if I just lay hands on him, meaning Jesus, I don't need you to do anything. If I just get to you, you don't even have to turn around. You ain't got to say nothing to me. You ain't got to lay hands on me. You ain't got to say nothing. I believe that if I just get to you, I'll be healed. I ain't telling you to come to my house and lay hands on me. I ain't telling you or calling you over here to just lay hands on me, my condition to be healed. I believe that if I get to you, different situation, because one, Jesus is on his way, remember, to heal Jairus' daughter. They say, hey, I believe if you just go lay hands on my daughter, she'll wake up. This lady says, you ain't got to do nothing. Matter of fact, her faith, even when she touched him, she immediately became healed. Jesus then turns around and says, what? Who touched you?
Yes.
This is so good. Y'all know how good this is. I just want to run, take off running, because I don't know about y'all. I need my faith to grow. And sometimes I need it to grow knowing that it's there for me to go take. And if I don't take it, shame on me. Because we can say Jesus all day long. Jesus say, but until you do something, yeah, until you take a risk, until you jump off the mountain, until you take the first and the second and the third step. I know you say, well, take one, Jesus, take one. No, Jesus said, you need to take 3 of them before I even get involved in it. Yeah, take a step, take a risk to get to him. Do all you can do. Don't quit depending on him to do what you're supposed to do.
Yes. Great word, Pastor.
He didn't even participate in this healing. Read the scriptures. I mean, everybody, he was laying hands, he was casting out, he was speaking. This particular one, he didn't say anything. It's a couple of them like that. Book of Matthew and Mark, if you read a couple of healings like that, he says, because of your and what of how the miracle took place, Jesus turned around and asked, who touched my clothes? He wanted to establish, check this out, a personal relationship with the healed person, untainted with any magical notions. Yeah, this wasn't no magical. This was something so deep, man, that sometimes your mind can't even fathom. But I'm going to tell you, sister, something. If you stay persistent and don't let nothing stop you, don't let nothing stand in your way, don't let your past dictate your future. Amen. It don't matter how the book started. It matters how it ends.
Yes. Amen.
And all between that, you're going to have issues. But I'm telling you, if you go through a season of your life where you just trust in him and you go after him like this lady was so persistent and go after him with all that she had to take a risk, it may cost us some friends, it may cost us some boyfriends, it may cost us some sister friends. But if you're willing to drop all of that to get to him, let me tell you something. He has something marvelous waiting for you. She was willing to do what? Give it up all. Verse 33 says this, 32, and he looked around to see the woman who had done this, but the woman, fearing and trembling, aware of what had happened to her, came and fell before him and told him what? The whole truth.
Amen.
The whole truth. She was just witnessing. Yeah. When you do it, don't be afraid to go tell he did it. God had me in a situation. I was in a finance meeting the other day. It costs us like between $36 to $40,000 a month to run this place. I say, how? Sometimes I don't see that coming in. What's somebody read out to me? But God.
But God.
See, when you reach your limit, you have to have faith that he'll show up. Because we do our part. I mean, we try to we do all that. We do our part, but some things God wants. He's not ready for us. See, because if he blessed us too quick, we may take the credit right now. So to keep us humble, we can't take no credit. How y'all paying it? I don't know. It's got to be God. See, this woman, she understands this. Can nobody heal me? But because I touched his hem of his garment, because of the power that he represents, because I believe that if faith and power connect, something miraculous is going to happen. Yeah, if I put my faith with the power of Jesus, my God, who can stop you? Stop linking your faith up to dead stuff.
Yes.
No, can I repeat that? Stop linking your faith up to dead stuff. Your faith has to be connected with its source. The source of your faith is Christ. The source of your faith is the Trinity. When you take that source and you try to put it in every other something else, it won't turn on. Say, hook it up. Amen. Hook it up. She knew she was here, and I'm getting ready to close. Amen. Yeah. See, this emphasized Jesus' ability to distinguish, now check this out, the touch of one who in faith expected deliverance from the other touch of those crowding against him. Remember, it was a difference. It was hundreds, could have been thousands, touching him on the way through. Didn't mean a thing. One touch interrupted where he was going. He's on his way to heal a little girl. One touch disrupted him. Wait, something happened. His boys with him said, man, what you talking about? You tripping, man. I mean, all these people pressing up against you. What you mean somebody touched you? How would you know somebody touched you? All these people, he says, no, so y'all don't understand this. This is a touch y'all won't understand until I'm going. Yeah, remember, the disciples with him, they didn't know everything right then. They didn't get it till he was gone. He says, y'all don't understand. This touch required something. See, it wasn't that the touch pulled from him. It was the faith of the touch.
Amen.
That pulled him away and disrupted him from going to the little girl. Who touched me? Who touched me? Don't be afraid to interrupt. At some point, man, we got to be willing to go all the way in. No matter what the cost. See, this thing says mother's going to be against daughters, father's going to be against sons. Sometimes it costs you something to go after Jesus. But like this sister, listen, it didn't matter. Because everything you need is in him. Until you trust that. Until you lay everything else down and stop wanting people to do stuff for you. And get up every morning as he wake you up. And have faith that if I believe it bad enough, it's going to happen. If I trust it enough, it's going to come to pass. But I'm not going to allow him to do my part. I'm going to do my part. But I'm going to allow him to do his part. And I'm I'm telling you. See, it wasn't only that she was healed. She gained a personal relationship. And that relationship can only come from him. Y'all know who I'm talking to this afternoon as we're getting ready to close the communion. Don't let nothing stop you from getting to him. There was a time in my life I thought I couldn't do nothing without a substance. Now with me? Like I ain't gonna never stop smoking weed, so weed was revolved around everything I did. Yeah, whether it was eating breakfast, eating lunch, eating dinner, it was revolved around weed. Whether it was going to the movies, whether it was whatever it was, that substance was everything that it was. But I switched. My substance became what? His love. That he loved me so much that if I depend on him more than that, I can overcome anything. And I'm here to tell you, you can overcome anything. Let me tell you something, it's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, you wouldn't put no effort in it. Nobody will give you anything. Go take it. Why? Because it's he that lives in you. Everybody ain't gonna like you. Everybody not supposed to like you. Matter of fact, that's what should keep you going strong. Everybody ain't gonna like you. So what? Get over it. Declaring, I'm gonna make it if nobody else believes in me. Yeah. Some of y'all in college want to do everything. Some of you all got Sister Erin, she's going to college, single mom and doing all that. I mean, just an inspiration. Some of you got college in your life. Go back to school. That's why I want all the Stony Brooks in here, all the girls in Stony Brooks to speak life into them. They're queens and they don't know. Yeah. That's all I want to tell you. You know y'all queens, man. I know. Forgive me. I mean, even if you said all that, forgive me, man, because I judge you too. But God had to show me you his daughter.
Amen.
You queens. You're his queen. And I know women, sometimes we don't treat y'all like that. Forgive us. We learn it too. Y'all the best thing ever happened to us. Yeah. Amen? Yeah. The best thing. I don't care how. I know we get all silly sometimes. Yeah. But if you left us for a week, we don't know what to do. Yeah. Can't even eat. I can't eat. Can't sleep. Y'all had that effect. Ain't no man in my life gonna have that effect. Ain't no man in my life that if he leave me, I'm gonna stop eating. No, they just don't have that much effect on me. I mean, whether you gone, I'm still gonna eat. But the sister, I'm like, no, I'm not hungry, bro. You know, something going on. There's something going on in there. And that's what we want to do the rest of this month, man. Hey, bring a sister next week, Mother's Day. I really want to speak to mothers, man, because I want to show them, man. I mean, bring a prostitute. Stop. Get a girl off the street. So you got to come hear this message. Bring all the prostitutes because it's about a prostitute. Yeah, don't be scared. Stop and say, come to church with me today. What about if we have a church like that? That's willing to get dirty. Let me just stop your concept. We just want to invite you. Do this. We want to invite you to church and the dinner after church. I see that. I mean, I see this in a church like, I mean, we're not scared to take them in and hug on them and love on them and walk with them, man. That's Matthew 25 ministry. That's Jesus ministry. Hey, listen. I know everybody's not here to spread the word next week. We need everybody to the gas station next week. Serving, pumping gas for the community. Amen. We're going to grow by showing them how much we love them. Now, the word don't have to be so great, but guess what? The outreach is going to be super. Outreach is going to be super. Like, man, we got to look, because they doing stuff over there. Amen. This is we prepare our hearts for communion. How many of you know we haven't done communion in a while?
Amen.
When we going to have communion? When God told me to.
All right. Amen.
Yeah, because I know we do it traditionally. I said, God, I don't want to do communion again until you tell me to.
Amen.
It just happened to be on the first Sunday. You know, I kind of got it on the first Sunday. Everybody do communion on the first Sunday. Can I teach you for 1 second? Why do we do communion on the first Sunday when Jesus said, as often as you do it, you do it in remembrance of me? That means technically we should be doing communion every day.
Yes. Amen.
But tradition to have you, well, first Sunday you got to wear all your white. That's the only time you see nurses that ain't got a nursing degree in the church with her nursing outfit on. Say tradition.
Tradition.
So we break tradition. If you ain't got no degree to be no nurse, you're not going to be a nurse in Transformation Church. We don't have a deacon board, an usher board, we don't have none of that. We have deacons.
Amen. Amen.
And we're going to have lady deacons that won't be deaconess. Because the Bible never calls them deaconess.
Amen.
We will have women deacons that are what? Deacons. We will have women elders that are what? Elders. Tradition says deaconess. The Bible don't never say deaconess.
Amen.
Okay, y'all, I'm ready to teach. Let me go. Prepare our hearts, man. You know, Jesus, as often as you do this in remembrance of me. Y'all know, man, he's getting ready to go to the cross, man. He's with his boys, sitting at the table, man, breaking bread with them. Getting ready to die for the sins of the world. And just as often as you do this, let me tell you something. If there's something in your heart, man, just take a minute, ask God to cleanse your heart, ask him for forgiveness. Don't take the communion without forgiveness. Amen? It never says you have to be right to take communion. Amen? But confess your sins. Don't take communion and confess your sins. Amen? How many of y'all got sins?
Hallelujah.
Okay, Father, I just pray for all of us right now that you confess our sins to you, known and unknown, and you know each and every one of our hearts right now before we take this communion, God. Lift our sins up to you. We ask you, God, to forgive us and cleanse us from all unrighteousness as we ceremonially take this communion, God, as you said to do it as often as we do it in remembrance of you. And we just take in this moment to say thank you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Yeah. Everybody got their communion? They passing it out?